Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It's Thursday, the 22nd of May. A triple play of Major League Baseball free picks today with Chirimbes and Doug Upstone. As always, on a Thursday, we'll be talking some MLB for thee. But before we get into our free picks, you're here, you're watching. Maybe you already have your notification bell on, so you got this right away. Boom, boom. Excellent. Put the notification bell on. Free pick videos, live show. Let's be honest. We got an earthquake in Vegas over there. We got
what? We haven't had one before.
We're getting the Friday live football is right around the corner. It really is when we think of it. It's going to go. It's going to go fast. I know Doug's still wrapped in the UVL, UW,
and
whatever.
don't forget about the CFL coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Listen,
WNBA.
The kids are right. This is it. Last day of school today, Thursday. I'm wrapping this up. I got to go get my daughter and her friend. There's a pool party. Let's be honest. It's June, NBA Finals, hockey finals. Then we're into July. It's the Hall of Fame game. It's talking football. I was just saying to somebody, and then I'll get back to our sponsor here. What would I give? My son just graduated. My daughter's now sophomore. Just to go back 5 years, 5 minutes. It just their lives go fast. That's what I'm saying. It's over. The summer's over. It's basically Valentine's Day when you think about it.
We'll let you think about that.
Yeah. Let's look for Labor Day. At least football's being played.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
I'm looking forward to Memorial Day because I like the downtime. So I'm going to enjoy it all night. I'm not going to worry about.
Doug, when do you get downtime?
Well, I mean, less time doing this. That's all I'm talking about.
We don't get a day off.
But there's no NBA, there's no hockey. It's basically just
the All-Star break. That's about it. And even then, there's golf and
right. There's always something.
Yes. So
speaking of something,
because during the All-Star break, you still have hockey and college basketball and baseball. Now they got CFL and WNBA.
That's where I was going. I was saying, speaking of forgetting something, and what's on deck, WNBA. I mean, we're talking July sports, Major League Baseball, WNBA, and you know where you get all the best WNBA bets there, Chip? At gamblersworld.net. We got a leaderboard for WNBA. I'm perfect 1-0. You can't beat me 100%.
Hey, Bud.
That's the way I'm rolling in WNBA. But,
so are you not going to give out more picks so that you can say at the end of the year you're undefeated? Then
undefeated. I want to at least go 2-1.
Okay,
then
it sounds more legit. I hit 66%. Okay,
yeah, 66% WNBA, man. That's pretty good for a season.
Outstanding. I know guys that have done that. Believe me.
I know. It's like, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not going to put another pick out for the next 3 months. That's not me. I'm firing away. And you can check out the leaderboards at gamblersworld.net for our best bets. Again, free pick video. We get a little off the cuff sometimes here because we're just like three guys sitting around talking with each other. It happens. But gamblersworld.net for our best bets. Again, free picks, 11 and 15 Major League Baseball. We got to do better. Us three, Brian and Matt and myself, we got to get back on track here at baseball. And you see it in the leaderboards. We are winning in Major League Baseball. It's taken a little while for guys to get the ball rolling, but that's what happens. But the good thing about Gamblers World, it's a multi-capper site. You can see who is hot the last 7 days, 30 days, season long, and the season long passes, or not the season long passes, but the 3, 7, 30-day packages, all guaranteed. So your profit will be credit you back. Day passes, which come in handy when there's an NBA playoff game, when there's a hockey playoff game, when there's Major League Baseball. Somebody might have 3 packages up. They could have 4. Save yourself some money. $69.99 for a day pass, and then let the top cappers at gamblersworld.net make you money with some winners. Speaking of winners, I think our guy Chip Chirimbes is going to jump to a winner today here. Detroit back off a 6-game roadie. Flannery on the hill versus Baby. You know what? I'll butcher names. It is what it is. Cleveland catching 110. Total of 8. Detroit's 135. I wanted to play Cleveland here, believe it or not. And they were not even in a great spot. They had a wacky kind of suspended doubleheader type day. But here comes Detroit off a 6-game road trip, playing well, best record in baseball, Chip. You want to lay in there with Flannery? I love Flannery.
Right.
He's been a little rocky his last 3 of the last 4 starts. He's given up some runs, but is it a get-right spot versus a Cleveland team that's always has trouble on offense? This is about 6-7 years in a row now, trying to muster some offense for their pitching staff.
Well, baseball's a long grind, and Detroit has come a long way in the last 2 seasons. And by the way, WNBA, watch out, Sean. I'm 3-0 now. That'll top your 1-0 year. So you have to post. You have to post, because if I pass the rest of the season, you're going to be a game behind me.
So, my goodness, here we go. Now
but
I got
the NBA you can have. Last night with the Knicks, I want to throw up. I want to tell you something. I'm afraid to watch the game. I see it's a 2-point game. I go to order a pizza. I look up at the TV. Knicks are up 116-102. And I go, Chipper, you're the best. You're unbelievable. They lost the game outright, the Knicks. My power play went down the drain. But Cleveland and Detroit, let's get back to Major League Baseball. Like you said, Jack Flaherty has really come along. I think he was shelved about a year or 2 ago, but he's only 2-5 right now in a year. 4.4 ERA. Detroit's won 7 of the last 9. This team just continues to do it. Last year, I thought the second half of the year, I thought they were doing it with mirrors, but I guess these guys have really come along. They're playing. And, they're averaging 5.3 runs a game and almost 2 more runs than they're allowing at this time. Flannery's 2-2 against Cleveland lifetime, but his ERA is under 2 in 7 career starts. And Beebe, he doesn't quite seem the same this year. 3-4 with an ERA over 4. And Cleveland's 7-3 versus Detroit in the last 10 meetings, but these 2 teams looks like they've switched sides or uniforms or whatever. But I think Detroit's the side here. Cleveland is having trouble scoring runs. They've only gone over the total twice in the last 10. I'm going to play Detroit here. I don't like laying favorites for the most part, but I think they're the side.
There you go. Chip Chirimbes official show pick. Detroit Tigers minus 130 for Chip here. Get Chip's best bet. And here we go. Speaking of WNBA, power play winner up right now on the site. Right. Go get it at gamblersworld.net for his best bet for Thursday. Doug, are you riding with the Chip or Tiger play here?
I'm going a little different direction here on this one. Nothing new there, right?
Right.
This is, and I know it's only May, but you could make a case. This is a fairly important series for Cleveland. They're 5 games back in the loss column of Detroit right now. If they lose the series, and it's a 4-game series, that means they're at least 7 behind. Right. Now, granted, you can make up 7 games by September. Not saying that. But Detroit looks pretty good. So, so Cleveland has to get at least a split, I would think, in this one. Now, talk about Tanner Beebe. One of the things that he is a great pitcher at home. He is not a great pitcher on the road. His ERA is 6.36 on the road this year. But I was curious about something, and I happened then to look it up. This season, I looked up at DraftKings, his strikeout total is 5.5, over under 5.5, juiced to the underside. This season, he has yet to break 5. Okay, I'm sorry, go beyond 5. So that's been the highest as he's gotten. So it's 5.5 on this one. Now, Detroit is number 5 in striking out, okay, as a team. So they do strike out, so that gives credence at least to this. And in his career in 8 starts, Beebe's averaging just under a strikeout out a game. But this Detroit team is completely different hitting-wise starting last August compared to what they were in prior years. So I think that he's in trouble here, and I just don't see him getting to 6 strikeouts because this team can hit. They can hit home runs now. I don't think he's going to last long enough to get there. So I'm going to say take Beebe under 5.5 strikeouts for his start today.
Player prop from Doug Upstone, under Beebe strikeouts 5.5. Official pick record keeping. Detroit Tigers minus 130 from Chip Chirimbes. And again, Chip has his WNBA best bet up for tonight. Go get it at gamblersworld.net. Now, game number 2 today. Doug Upstone. Here we go. The Braves and the Nationals. The Natties have now won 4 in a row. Rain out yesterday. I like to avoid the little rain out games. I feel like it kind of takes away from a streak, whether you're winning or losing. You kind of get a reprieve and whatever, kind of offsets my kind of thinking on teams on a streak. I kind of like Shaver Smith or Shover, how I can't pronounce the guy's name, whoever. Trevor Williams on the hill for the Nats, a 160 number though for the Braves. And we said it before, this team started out bad, and we're like, wow, I can't believe this was like year two plus really of the Braves struggling offense. They've kind of found their way, winning games. 160, the Nats plus 135. I tend to look at the dog here. I got a Nats over. Again, I'm a little biased. I got a Nats win ticket over. I got a Braves win ticket under for the season. I want to take the Natties. Don't talk me off it. What are we gonna do here, Doug?
Well, if you look at the game, it looks like a complete mismatch. I mean, Smith Shawver, 2.33 ERA. Trevor Williams, 5.91 ERA, and Smith Shawver has faced Washington twice. No runs allowed, 11 1/3 innings. Okay. Williams, in his last 4 starts, an ERA over 7. So this should be one-sided, right? Well, but you look at the Nationals, as was just talked about, 4 in a row, 5 out of 6. The Braves in their last 6, just 500. The Braves are 9-17 on the road, right. And when they face a pitcher that only gives up less than 2 walks in a start on average, they are 0-6 in away games in that situation. The Nationals are 10-3 against a starting pitcher who has an ERA below 2.40. Now, it's easy to dismiss Williams and company here, but when Williams is an underdog on the teams he's pitched with most recently of plus 125 or higher, 7-1. Okay. Impressive number. So I'll recommend 2 things. I do have a best bet here, but I would recommend a play on Washington at plus 140, but I'm going to play it safe here and officially take Washington minus 125 on the plus 1.5 run line.
Okay. Official pick run line minus 125. And I don't mind this run line play here, right? Because I think it's going to be, I think we'll see runs. Number one, the Nats have been playing a little better, and so they're hitting the ball, whatever to that. A Brave struggle on the road, so I could see the 1.5, like a 5-4 game, something along those lines. Again, 140. Again, we like dogs. We're not gonna, I'm not gonna say no to a one. I liked them anyway when it was 135, 140. So I'm with you on the Natties here. Chip, what are you going to do? You going to make it a 3-pack, or are you going to go somewhere else?
I'm with you when you said scoring runs, and 5-4 would be fine with me, no matter who wins. Trevor Williams has been terrible. I have to tell you, you mentioned it before, Doug. His ERA is 5.91 on the season. I just see Atlanta maybe coming out of their doldrums on offense. They're starting to get some people back. One of the alarming facts about this, Doug, you mentioned it, Atlanta's only won 9 of 26 games on the road. There's a team that started 0-7, and now they're 24-24. And, getting over that hump, getting over that 500 mark is always such a challenge. And I think it enlightens a team's head when they're approaching the game, when they finally reach that not the pinnacle, but at least the breakwater mark. Atlanta's won 3 straight. I think this game goes over the total. I think Trevor Williams is the key here. The fact that he's given up so many runs. And maybe Atlanta come and score a few runs. Washington's been a pleasant surprise so far. I think they're just about a couple games under 500. I mean, 4 or 5 games under 500. But at least they're being competitive. And in a year where there just seems like there's 3, maybe 4 teams that just will lose at least 100 games. White Sox, Pirates, and go on from there. But I think there's plenty of runs scored today in Washington.
Chip's liking the over. I sort of like the over as well. Official pick from Doug: Nationals run line plus 1.5. Get Doug's best bet today. I see we got a power play on the agenda today, right? Is that what we got rolling on?
I got the division game of the day. Division game of the day, and there will be the hockey game is loaded into the system. Just the preview is not written up, so that'll be done as soon as the show's over. There's also hockey game 109-63 in hockey, so pleased with that. 45-35 in baseball, not fantastic, but it's not a losing record. So we'll take that, and we'll try to add a victory today.
There you go. Doug with his division play up here in Major League Baseball. He'll have hockey, which he's had a great season with as well. Go get it, gamblersworld.net. Again, you saw it scrolling. It's a Thursday, so baseball bites, shoot the rock, NBA, and baseball articles up from Doug Upstone as well. Gamblers World. Free pick recap so far. Nationals run line plus 1.5, and the Detroit Tigers minus 130. The final game here on a Thursday, we're going to look at the late game. Keep you up at night. Not really, because it's an 8 o'clock start on a short Thursday. The Mariners and the Astros. Oh, the battle of the AL West. And, sometimes we do these games. I send them out, and we have some crazy spreads. Thank goodness today they're not too terrible in some of these division matchups. But this game here, honestly, I'm a little not worried about, but it's a little tricky. I like Kirby. I like Seattle as a whole. I love the pitching staff. But we got a guy coming off the old injured reserve or rehab assignment, whatever the heck he's going to do. He's laying 130, which to me, hey, I got to run to the home team. I'm going to have a home team with Dog versus a guy. He could be pitching a perfect game. He's coming out because they don't want to ruin him, right? He's got to work his way back. On the flip side of this, we have Lance McCullers Jr., who the guy, they were ready to string this cat up and put him under the Astrodome and bury him the way he was pitching. I'm not shocked that the guy's been terrible. He hasn't pitched in like 3 years. What do people expect? And the same thing, I want a little tangent about the Astros. They don't want to pay people here. They let guys walk out the door. Look at your pitching staff. This is, you don't want to play Framber, and the guy's the only guy who was 30 starts for you every year. This team is a shell of its championship form.
Right.
Not even close to being what it was. I don't like the offense. I don't like the pitching. Because they're injured, right? You have Brown, Framber, France, and then what? Saying all that, I'm going to take the over in this game. Because I have a guy coming off an injured list, I have another guy who's off of just bad starts, and really, he's still trying to round into form. He hasn't pitched in a couple of years. Seattle somehow, as atrocious as they are at home, hitting at $150, they're the fifth or sixth best batting average team on the road in all of Major League Baseball. We laugh at the Mariners offense. You go through, you're like, wow, look at this. They can't hit a lick, right? Talk about them at home hitting 209. Sixth best hitting team on the road. I got a gas can on the hill for Houston. I got Seattle off a nice, they scored a bunch of 6 runs in a wild one versus, they gave up 5 runs to the White Sox, Chip. You're laughing. They gave up 5 runs to the White Sox team. They'll give up 4 or 5 runs to this team. And I like Kirby. I think he's a great pitcher. Over the 8.5 for me, Chip. Don't laugh at me. Why are you laughing?
Now, I'm laughing because I tell you can't come up with one arm between these two guys. George Kirby's making his first start of the year. Lance McCullers 0-1 with an ERA almost at 8, 7.88. You said they wanted to burn him in effigy. And Houston's having trouble scoring runs. The thing that bothers me about this is McCullers' lifetime record against certain teams, and against Seattle, he's 10-3 with a 2.8 ERA and 18 starts, and that's not bad at all. The problem is, can he throw now? He lived and died by this breaking ball that he threw every single pitch, and finally it started affecting his elbow, I guess, and like you said, he hasn't pitched. Sean, when's the last? McCullers had a full year. 3 years ago?
Yeah.
2022, he had 8 starts in 2022. 8 starts.
Right. There you go. And at home, Houston's played well. They're 15-9, though they're only 1 game over 500. I think the fact that Kirby's making his first start of the year gives Houston the edge, and I would lean toward them, although I am deathly afraid of this McCullers. And if my other option was to play the total, I would play over. And I would probably play over in the first 5 innings because how long are these guys going to last as it is? How sharp are they going to be? It's kind of a tough call when you got 2 pitchers both coming off a injured list or, that haven't been throwing and you have no resume to check on. But my instinct says Houston, though I think, like you said, they're not even a shell of what they were when they were a championship team.
Chip's agreeing with the 8.5, Doug, and why not? The McCullers, it's been since 2022 a full season. And we got Kirby. Again, I like Seattle today, just based on I think Houston's in trouble. Kirby's 3 starts in the minor leagues, 10 innings, 15 hits, 8 runs, 3 homers, a 349 batting average against 170 whip in AAA.
Not very impressive.
Sounds like he's ready then, right?
Yeah, he's going to come out. He'll pitch out, go 6 scoreless today, give up 1 hit and strike out 9.
If you want to know why Seattle is hitting better, well, they actually got themselves a batting coach, Edgar Martinez. Remember him?
Ooh, not a bad hitter.
That guy was too shabby at the dish.
So that's why they're hitting better. Okay, they have that. But like you, Sean, though, I was surprised the line was this high for Seattle. You mentioned, Kirby, his last start, okay, and rehab was 64 pitches. That's it. So is he gonna last more than, well, he's not gonna last more than 4 innings, and maybe lucky to get through 3. Okay. McCullers, as all the curveballs, as Chip mentioned, on that one, he had 2 okay starts, but both were 4 innings or less. And then the other one against Cincinnati, 36 pitches, no outs, 7 runs allowed. Okay.
Wow.
Not great. Okay. The thing that I had forgotten about about these two playing in Houston, Seattle's won 10 of 13 in Houston. So that was pretty impressive. And right now they're 15-9 on the road, same record as Houston has at home. Got 2 really good bullpens here. So in this case, I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. I'm going to take Houston on the plus 1.5 run line. Their number is minus 145 on that one. I think it's going to be a 1-run game either way. And so I'll take Houston.
A little run line action from Doug's going to turn into Mr. Plus run line on the show.
I am today for sure on that. Yes, you can put me down for forever for today.
Again, official pick over the 8.5, and I think Doug's taking the run line there, but if that's the case, he thinks there's going to be runs scored. So he's quasi in our corner here with thinking we'll see some runs in this game. Over 8.5 as the free pick here. In addition, Tigers minus 130 over the Cleveland Guardians, and of course the Nationals plus a run and a half, minus 125 versus the Nets. These are our free picks. Head to gamblersworld.net. As Doug said, he's going to have NHL up shortly, along with his division play in Major League Baseball. Chip with the power play up in the WNBA. Go get it from Mr. WNBA. Undefeated. The guy's hit 100%.
Unbelievable.
Can't go wrong with a guy who's never lost a game betting in the WNBA. And I got a Major League Baseball game that is now officially off the board. It is the Toronto Blue Jays. I was on I think I'm on like a 23-7 run, 32-5 run.
That's pretty good.
It's been a good 2 weeks. I'm feeling pretty good myself there, but the game's off the board, so there's that.
You mean that's not since Monday? 23? Yeah,
probably since it's probably something like that since Monday. Probably like 15-3 since Monday. 16.
Okay, all right.
It's a nice one.
Just checking.
Before we get out of here, Chip, this day in sports. Let's go. I want to know what happened in 1907 at Fenway.
You're way past my time. I'm starting in 1883 because Doug,
of course
you know that the Cubs are one of the original National League franchises, right? And there's a guy named Billy Sunday who started his career this date in 1883. And his start of his major league career, Billy Sunday of the Cubs, struck out 14 consecutive times. How about that? You hear about guys getting a home run his first time up. This guy had 14 straight Ks before he put the bat on the ball. And, of course, this was 1883, so maybe he only had one leg from the Civil War, and they were just putting him out there. In 1911, there's another Cub named Chris Curtis, infamy once again, received the first of his 23 straight losses as a starting pitcher. In 1930, Lou Gehrig hit 3 home runs in one game, which is not so unusual, but it was the 3rd time he did it, and he's the only guy ever to do that. 1949, and it was a big time when everyone was screaming about Jackie Robinson, Don Newcomb made his first start ever in the major leagues and pitched a 2-hit shutout. 1962, Roger Maris, this is the year after he hit 61 home runs, was walked 5 times in one game. And in 1963, there was something about Mickey Mantle that I can't remember. He was walked 5 times as well. Cliff Johnson, you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Pinch hitter extraordinaire, hit his 18th pinch hit homer on this date in 1983. And our boy Pete Rose, the soon-to-be Hall of Famer, scored his 2,108th run, passing Henry Aaron for most runs. And the most intentional walks in any one game went to Andre Dawson. He got 5 intentional walks in this date in 1990. Doug, do you remember that? I mean, I don't remember 5 intentional walks.
It's funny that I as soon as you said it, I don't remember who they played, but I watched the
Google.
game. I watched the game. Google that one. Yeah, no, I watched the game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we're going over this game. I don't know if you remember when Mike Schmidt hit like 3 home runs in Philadelphia, and the final score was 23-21.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the office and getting updates. You go, oh, they scored 5. Oh, they scored 6. And it just was an incredible game. But Schmidt hit 3 homers in that game.
The Hawk.
At 35 years old, Donnie Drosser was just 6 years away from retirement. The Cubs slugger was still by the numbers a dangerous slugger at the time. 5 intentional walks in one game that set a new big league standard. 16-inning game. It was a 16-inning game.
How
about this? He went 1 for 3 with 5 intentional walks. 1 for 3.
He had to be getting up in a lot of situations, where they just didn't want to pitch to the batter, not necessarily him. They just didn't want to throw to the batter in that situation.
I think it says the Reds here. Let me go through the article. A day earlier, he was named Player of the Week, hitting .428 with 5 homers, 15 ribbies in 7 games. At the close of play on May 22nd, Dawson was hitting .346, 13 homers, 41 RBIs.
No wonder they didn't want to pitch to him.
He hit cleanup that day for the Cubs. The 5th place hitter, Lloyd McClendon, finished the day 0 for 6. Following his 5th intentional walk in the bottom of 16th, Dave Clark, who had pinched it for McClendon in 14th, singled home Ryan Sandberg.
I love
2-1 victory. 2-1. 16 innings.
The
what would have been solved? They put a ghost runner on. It was 1-1 in the 10th.
Yeah.
Oh
Every time that happens, I think of Harvey Haddix.
I have one quick one for you. I find this incredible in today's world of sports betting. Last I looked, Philadelphia was minus 310 against Colorado. They've crushed them. We know how bad Colorado is. The standard run line today on that game is minus 200.
Right.
200. Never seen that before. Well, I've seen 200 before on a minus 400 favorite in September, but not in May. So just tells you how sports betting, how odds makers are changing things.
Well, and against Philadelphia the other day, Philly was 2.5 runs at minus $1.10.
Right.
And that's unbelievable, really, in baseball.
So it was the Reds.
Look at him.
Tom Browning was the starting pitcher. They got a whole thing here. I think about Harry Carey, Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Yep.
Sang it twice. Sang an encore performance to Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the 14th. He must have been hammered.
Well, he was hammered probably before the game, but the one thing while you're here, before we go, look this up because I think I know the answer. But what does the Hawk do now? Okay, what's his job?
Don't know.
I've seen this. I think what is he known for? What did he do after baseball?
Not sure.
Boy, I don't know.
Can you find that? I mean, I can go look here too, but
he's got an
unusual profession.
A funeral home. You want? He's
yes,
a Paul.
That's what I thought. Yes.
Home.
He runs a funeral home.
He entered the funeral home business in 2003 with his brother. Became owner operator of Paradise Memorial.
Yes, like that. So he was burying pitchers when he played, and now he's just burying everybody.
You had to get that one in there, huh?
Oh, God.
Final wrap up. Over Houston, 8.5. Nationals run line plus 1.5, minus 125, and the Tigers minus 130 for Chip, Doug, and myself. Have a good Thursday. Chip will be taking reins tomorrow. I am off. I'm going to a rare doctor, Doug. You'll be proud of me. I'm going to a doctor visit. So here we go. Well, goodbye, everybody.